let's talk about Claude's project feature. It's an excellent feature. It allows you to create an entire store of documents that are going to be considered whenever Claude receives a prompt. So that means that if you want to put together a few files that you think are important, you want to create a workspace of information that's going to call Claude, give you better answers. You don't have to put these files together all the time. You can put them inside what's called a project. Like you see here on my right, add the files that you think are going to be relevant. Anything from markdown files, text files, PDFs, including and images as well. There's a few different types. Check out the help documentation to figure out all the other types. And whenever you ask a question, you can refer to those files, to the content within them. You can ask for Claude to search within those files and do any type of analysis or other type of thought process. I think it's extremely cool. I'm doing it for the Tomorrow Code channel, which you're watching this on. And I'm going to show you an example right now on how to use projects. So if you take a look, what I have in here are two types of files. I have some documentation, things, for example, like how to create marketing materials. It's a prompt that I feed to Claude. I usually feed this along with a transcript of the video that I made. And Claude will help me come up with really good materials to promote that video. The other type of documentation I have that I'm building on is a YouTube code content strategy. This is a list of different ways that I hope to improve the exposure for the channel. And then I have these 4 files in the middle. These are all past transcripts of past videos, which I highly recommend you watch. I can show you a quick example today of how to analyze these videos to help me see how much I'm aligning to my marketing strategy. In fact, speaking of the marketing strategy, it's also great to look at this little piece on the top. These are custom instructions that you can add that will be added with every prompt. So it becomes sort of like a navigational guide to what kind of hat Claude should be wearing when it is interacting in this project. So for example, you'll notice that I provide Claude with a quick description of its character. You're a YouTube content expert that is obsessed with creating viral YouTube content. You will draw on your extensive knowledge of YouTube rankings and global sentiment analysis to provide advice that will maximize engagement. And then I go into a few more, I think, descriptions on how I'd like for the conversations to flow, including some housekeeping items, like, explaining how I like the artifacts to be shaped, and also sort of the structure of how the responses should be, like, for example, reduce verbosity in responses, which I find Claude, who is particularly trained to be very agreeable and verbose, which actually is really nice. And it's not something you want to turn off necessarily in every environment, but sometimes it's worthwhile. So very cool to have this on here. One thing I just realized I failed to do at this point is to give it a clear sense of what the marketing strategy is. So it's going to be one more piece of content that I add, and we'll work on this right now. So we can start by saying, telling Claude that the marketing strategy is buried inside this artifact and that it should be pulled out and place its own artifact so that it can be referenced directly. And I'll make sure to add that artifact to our custom instructions. So Claude text within the two channels, creation prompt. I have a section that describes our marketing strategy. We'll pull it out into its own artifact with a short. That's to help me refer to it. Okay, so there it is, and it pulled it out pretty well. And now I have a nice little handy artifact that I can go back to my project. But remember, just click on projects, And I Claude Projects would be, that's not on there. So it's a more channel project. And I will tell it to whenever you test with creating content or running analysis, it should align with what was the name of that called? Oh, by the way, a very important topic. To add this artifact to the project, you'd want to click on this button. And now I can run all kinds of fun things and make sure that we're in clear alignment. What we want to try to do today is look at a first video and ask Claude how well Claude feels this video is aligning to our marketing strategy. Analyze the advice on how to start video and measure how well video aligns to our marketing strategy. Okay, so Claude has a few comments to make. Let's break this down step by step. Review the marketing strategy. Right. So that is what I wanted to do. Thank you. Analyze the video content. Target audience alignment. The video doesn't explicitly mention coding beginners or AIs or LLMs integration. It focuses on general YouTube content creation advice, which may be too broad for the target audience. I got a score of 3 out of 10. I didn't explicitly ask for scores, but I think these are pretty. How about the tone? The tone is accessible and conversational. It lacks professionalism in some areas, like, I won't bore you through the rest of this editing session. There's no hint of mystery about the future of our assisted codings. I got pretty low marks there too. Style, the content is factual and avoids hype or exaggeration, which is good. However, it lacks intrigue specific to AI assistant coding, so I'm doing a little bit better, but not great yet. Does it have a unique selling point? The video doesn't emphasize how AI is used to arrive at innovative solutions. It mentions using Claude to help with content strategy. It doesn't delve into the innovative aspects. So this is pretty great, and certainly starts to give you food for thought, and clearly have plenty of improvement on all of these different areas. I think it'll be even more interesting to start feeding it later videos and seeing if my exposure improved. So on the overall analysis, the video doesn't align well with the established marketing strategy. It provides general YouTube advice rather than focusing on the specific niche of AI assisted coding for beginners. That's very true. We really don't do any coding in that particular video. We're just, having a general video on what it's, how we should structure our content for YouTube. And here's a bunch of recommendations. First is refocus content on coding beginners and AI LM integration. I think this right there could be a springboard to having more conversations and what that really means. Like, what are some ideas on how we can repurpose our content? Incorporate more professional elements while maintaining accessibility. I think we know what that means. And intrigue about the future of AI assisted coding. So this is another really interesting topic. Like, what would create more intrigue? Emphasize specific examples of how AI is used to arrive at innovative coding solutions. Structure the content that clearly demonstrate the value of the coding learning journey. The video would benefit from significant realignment with the market strategy to share the target audience because unique selling point of assisted coding solution. Well, this is all great. I think this is actually really good advice and highlights how productive it could be to talk to Claude. I think the awesome irony of this conversation is it's clear this conversation with Claude is. So I think this analysis is actually really helpful. Not only the way it breaks down the different areas of how I can improve, also giving me some specific recommendations that I can use to investigate the idea further and just continue to grow. One of those great things about having an AI companion, the level of insight is really focused. So this is actually why I hope it starts to become clear that if you feed Claude with the right set of materials, you might get high value, impactful content like this. And that's why you want to start looking and getting serious about projects, about curating what goes into a project so that you can quickly refer to the material that is relevant in your conversations and get very impactful insights from Claude. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.